Hey, and welcome to episode 4, the cosplay episode of State of Gaming. My name is Jesse. I'm the host of State of Gaming and the head of Game Infinite. I'm really excited for this one because cosplay is a big part of the DNA here at Game Infinite. We here love supporting cosplay, and I got two amazing creators here to talk about cosplay today. We got Bradley, awesome cosplayer. He does Lucio from Overwatch. Is probably was most known for, a really cool one. And then, of course, we got Psychophant, who you know probably most for her amazing Zero Two cosplay and was back on our anime episode. Some really cool stuff there. So I would definitely want to thank you both, amazing creators, for joining us here on State of Gaming. Bradley, let's start with you, our new guest. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Our viewers haven't seen you before. What do you do? What do they want to see from you?
Yeah. So first of all, if you enjoy a bunch of shenanigans, if you enjoy nonsense, random cosplays where I start building and never finish, if you enjoy low quality videos, no, I'm just kidding. I do a lot of reactions. I do a lot of streaming on the YouTube, Twitch, trying to get better at streaming on TikTok. That's a really special platform. But I'm mostly known now for doing that. My YouTube has kind of taken off for doing react videos. So weirdly, that's what I'm becoming more known as than even a cosplayer now. Never thought that that was going to be in my social media career, was doing react videos, but here we are. So I do that. I do streaming. I do cosplay. I make a lot of music, making a lot of like cartoon raps and anime raps. I've been known to do that. I've had a few people like it enough to have me perform them live around Austin. So that's been pretty cool.
Right.
So yeah, just trying to do a little bit more of that.
Definitely interested in anime rap. That we have to circle back to that one.
Hey, it's
Um,
probably fire.
Yeah. Whatever you want, I'll do it for you. Just let me know.
what
Let me
type of
know.
stuff do you react to? We found you through your cosplay. So some of
Yeah,
the other stuff that you do, we're learning with our viewers. Like, what is
yeah.
some of the stuff you react to?
Usually it's like a lot of music for now. Like a lot of people really enjoy giving me music once they found out I did music and they liked my opinion on certain things in music. People would start, like they started pushing Ren on me. I listened to a lot of Coast Contra. I listened to even Oliver Anthony, even. It's just a lot of music that makes you think or is pretty thought provoking. And it's just really
Oliver
good. So
Anthony.
I
yeah.
am nodding like I know who any of those
Who
people
the
are.
hell? Yeah, I'm Googling him right now.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff that make you think. It's everything from political to even like DV to even, I mean, it could be something as stupid as vampire lore to race relations. Like it doesn't matter. They just like
All
seeing me
right, all
watch
right.
the video and then take 6 minutes talking about it as if people care about my opinion on things. So that's what I do now.
We've
What's the dumbest request you've gotten?
The
Like,
dumbest request.
yeah, because I want to Google it.
So as much as I want to answer that, I'm afraid if I do answer it, then the two people that requested it won't subscribe to me. So I don't think I can say that right now. I'm not big
Uh,
enough yet. Let me get 10,000
uh,
subs and I'll answer that question.
You're like, I can't incent my
whatever.
subscribers yet. So,
Yeah,
I'll
not
figure
yet.
it
I
out
can.
one day.
I know you will. I know you will.
Oliver Anthony.
that's
The
hilarious. Yeah,
fuck?
I don't know enough about music. I feel like my music taste is too small. I need to hear about more creators there. So that's
Who
Yeah,
do
pretty
you
yeah.
listen
cool.
to?
Oh, I mean, it's just like
Come
You
on,
put him on
spit
the
it out.
spot. You
Spit it
put him
out.
on the spot. He can't do it. He can't
Do you
do it.
listen to,
I'm
okay, do you listen to big people like Kodak, like Cardi, like Uzi, Travis Scott? Are you into like R&B? You like Usher, Nelly, et cetera, et cetera? What do you want? What is it? What is it? You like metal? You like alternative?
so I think you're exposing how little I know about music by the fact that I still
No
didn't know
way.
everyone you just mentioned. Like I
You
most
don't know any.
like Usher and Cardi, but who was the first person you said?
I said Kodak Black, Uzi.
Never heard of that person.
But
No.
you've heard the songs.
No,
I promise you've heard the songs though. Like
bro.
like remember like that. I just want to rock, body yada
Ah,
yada. Like you've
ah,
heard that.
ah, ah.
Yeah,
Damn, like you've
yeah,
heard
like it
that.
sounds familiar a little bit. I'm just not a
Oh,
big like
Jesse,
I'm not a
Jesse.
huge music person. And I feel like I do like music. And I'm getting into it more, but I just sometimes it's like I feel like my music library is people no one's ever heard of, or just like the most ridiculously everyone's heard of the popular like so like because I either get it from my music comes from two sources. I either it's like the super popular thing everyone's listening, or like you get it from TikTok theme or something, or it's just some random thing that I happened to come across and liked in like a video game trailer or something.
You into Taylor Swift?
Yeah, you a
I mean,
Swifty.
You're a Swiftie?
I
You're a
wouldn't
Swiftie.
say I'm like a huge fan, but I also don't
He's
like
a Swiftie.
dislike her. Like
Yeah,
I
he's
like
a
some of her.
Swiftie.
He's a Swiftie.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
That's a
I
yes or no
Stop
was.
trying
answer.
to justify it.
Right.
I mean,
We
I
accept
don't have
it.
anything
It's
against.
okay.
Own it.
She's good. Like
Yeah.
it's good music. Like
There you
I
go.
remember
Yeah.
long time ago. This was like 10 years ago. I worked at Target and they had like a partnership with Taylor Swift, and I don't have any of this stuff anymore. I wish I had held on to it because probably is worth money now. But I had like this limited edition like Taylor Swift red poster that they gave to Target employees. And later on, I worked for another big company, a big tech company that had a big partnership with her, and they had a Taylor Swift collaboration too, which was just a weird coincidence. And they had um, like a really nice exclusive like Taylor Swift. This was for one of her other tours that they partnered with. But they made us throw it away, and I was tempted to like steal it because it probably worth money again. But it's weird. I've worked for two companies that have had big collaborations with her, and I had like merch from those collaborations. But yeah, no, no, I mean, I like I like a lot of different music, but I'm just I don't know,
Name a band. Name an artist. Just give me something.
okay, I can say who my favorite is. My favorite is Imagine Dragons. I love Imagine Dragons. I've listened to a bunch of their stuff. I haven't been I've been meaning to watch it, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Um the new Imagine Dragons live on Hulu. I really want to watch that. It looks pretty good.
Oh, they got a live set?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. They did a big live tour thing that looks really
Yeah.
good that I want to watch. I'm a big Imagine Dragons
I'm
fan.
not crazy about them, but I do like live concerts.
Mhm.
I like the big. But enough about me and music and my lack of knowledge about the music industry. Let's before we dive into questions. First off, thank you for sharing, Bradley. It's always nice to get to know more creators. You
Yes.
officially now that we're on record, I can officially say you have the best camera of any of us, any guests that we've had. You're making me look bad, so I'm gonna have to up my
No.
game for this show because I was like,
Nah.
I switched to my nice camera, and it's still,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
like, damn, like you actually look like a real YouTuber down here.
Oh. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Um,
You look like a real YouTuber. Second fan looks like a real YouTuber. We're all real YouTubers, man. Don't let them fool you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a real YouTuber. I'm gonna up
There you
you.
go.
All
we
I gotta do is see all this background. I just gotta blur it out, and voila,
Boom. Green screen. Now you're in
that's it.
Paris.
we
That's
were
it.
joking a little bit about
Easy.
imposter syndrome and what you said earlier about not wanting to insult your subscribers because they're not big enough yet. I was like, I
Yeah.
feel the same way about anytime I like post a review about something where it's like, man, there are gonna be people that hate me because I didn't love this or like this. I get it. That's the
It's a lot.
one of the things about being a small creator is that you can't you don't always feel free to be as blunt as you sometimes want to be. Like if you just hate a
That's
game.
why you make a personal page,
Yeah, see, she's playing 4D chess right now. She knows what she's talking
bro.
about. She's playing 4D chess.
Yeah.
I got a personal page. Bam,
Because
bam, bam. Insult, insult, insult. Bro, I listen. I if you haven't figured it out, I am a very blunt person. And like
no.
Yeah, I
I'll
love it.
say it. I'll just fucking say it.
All right, we still need to do intro. We still need to finish intros. I realize I don't really intro myself very often. I briefly just say who I am, but I kind of realize that we're still a growing page, and this is really meant to shine a spotlight on y'all joining us. But real quick about me, I'm Jesse. I'm the creator of Game Infinite and the host of this show. Created Game Infinite so many years ago as a gaming news and entertainment platform. We essentially we have this philosophy and this DNA of creator support. It's like 90% of what we do, whether it's cosplay, fan art, streamers, indie devs, all this stuff. We have article series, videos, and we post regular stuff, and a lot of it is supporting creators. But we also have the gaming side with the gaming news and articles and reviews and things. It's a big portion of what we do. So I've been doing this for a few years, and I've been really trying to get into YouTube, and I've started this show. We're on episode 4. So I'm excited to see where this thing goes, and I like the idea of rotating in guests, and I've had a lot of fun with this so far. So thank you again for joining us. For those of you watching, I just wanted to kind of I thought about that in hindsight that I just never really introed myself. I just because I've been doing this for so long, I realized that a lot of people don't know who I am because I'm always behind the camera, behind the picture, behind the article. So I'm not in front of the camera that much, and that's kind of new. So getting more into that. But before we dive into questions, Psychophant would love to. I know you've done this before. I know you've been on our show before, and people who've seen episodes 1, 2, 3,
Leave it up to me.
people know who you are, but for people maybe who've just seen this the first one they've seen, still love to kind of a little bit know a bit more about you and tell us about yourself.
Yeah, like me, I don't know you. I'd love an intro.
Okay. I'm a cosplayer. I'm also a content creator. I hate Twitter. I love Instagram. I'm finally getting into TikTok. It's going pretty well, it's not bad. I like going to conventions. This isn't like it. I'm a content creator. I'm a cosplayer. I do a decent job with armor making. I hate sewing. Um, and I'm getting ready for Hallmat.
You're my twin.
I'm fucking stressed out.
We actually
I'm sewing.
we actually bumped into Psychophant and first met her at was it Dragon Con or
MomoCon.
MomoCon.
I wish I went to Dragon Con.
MomoCon, that's what it was. And you were doing your 02. When I go to these cons, I bring my phone and I try to like get cosplayers to like get pictures or make little clips for reels. And I made like a cosplay video, and I always thought yours was just really cool. And you were doing like a duo costume when you were there with boyfriend, somebody. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the other person was. But you were both from in the you were 02, and it was really cool. And we just reached out and followed up because I tried to tag. A big part of our DNA is not just creator support, but making sure we're getting credit permission. So I really try to get as many tags and stuff like that. So that's where we just kind of eventually connected and brought you all in here. So it's great to have you within the State of Gaming bubble of this. So it's really cool to have you continue to come back. Thank you both for sharing, telling us a little bit about you. It's great for our viewers to get a chance to see you. We'll definitely have some like cool images, and we'll have links in the description. And at the end of this, we'll give you both a chance to plug. So for those of you watching, definitely stay tuned. We're gonna at the very end give them both a chance to talk a little bit more about their personal projects. But for now, we're gonna dive into discussion questions. So question number one, kind of simple, big picture. I thought it was a good place to start. What inspired you to start cosplaying? How has it evolved for you over the years? Like, where did it start? How did it evolve? Why do you do it? Bradley, as our first brand new guest, let's start with you.
Yeah. So what inspired me to start cosplaying? Like, what was an inspiration?
Yeah.
So I would say definitely playing Fallout. Like I thought cosplaying was super lame. Like I thought it was for nerds. I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is weird. And then boy, how wrong I was, because I went to my first convention, this little tiny convention in Mississippi that maybe had 1,000 people go to it. And somebody randomly was like, hey, you want to go? And I was like, sure. And I went and I looked at everybody and I was like, man, they're having so much more fun than I am just walking around. And they were all dressed up, the people who were having the most fun. So I said, well, screw this. I'm going to dress up. So I went on Amazon, got like some yellow duct tape, a blue painter's overall thing. And I made this whole like vault suit. It was super stupid, super ugly. And nobody cared. Like everyone just wanted to come up and talk and share their favorite Fallout stories and snap pictures. And I was like, what? Like of me? And this was 7, 8, 9 years ago. This was so long ago. And ever since then, I was like, oh yeah, like I want to keep doing this. Like this is a lot of fun. And so yeah, and I think plus I just love Fallout. It's one of my favorite game series of all time. So combining those two things was great. So yeah. Shout out to Bethesda and all your bugs.
Are you speaking of Bethesda being a Fallout fan, are you playing Starfield?
Only every single day. If I was not in this interview with y'all right now and doing this podcast thing, I'd be on another planet, bro. I'm trying to bounce star systems right now. So wrap this up.
I am
just kidding. Yeah, I love Starfield.
I'm trying to get into it because I love space, but I've never been a big Bethesda fan. And
yeah.
I'm about a few hours into the game, still trying to learn some of the basic mechanics because the game tells you like how to do absolutely nothing.
No,
like it tells you nothing. Like I'm like trying to play, and like there was one part I got stuck because I kept getting encumbered, and I'm like I'm dying because like the way the game mechanic works, where like if you have too much stuff, but I couldn't figure out how to move stuff to the ship. I couldn't figure out how to like like I was like, this game tells you how to do absolutely nothing, and
Yeah, just keep going. Keep
I'm like,
going.
oh man, it's rough. I'm like, I'm dying on my way to the spaceship because you have to in order to transfer the inventory to the ship. But I was
Yep.
like, and then it also like this game doesn't even tell you how to like heal. Like I'm like,
Don't tell you anything.
it doesn't
Don't
tell
tell
you
you
anything.
anything.
I'm like in combat. I'm
Uh,
failing this mission because I don't have any health supplies left. I had like 3
yeah.
apples that give
That's
me
why
no
there's no
health.
difficulty. That's why there's no difficulty slider in this game because we're all on the Elden Ring. We're
It
all
tells
on
you
Dark Souls
nothing.
difficulty. No, just keep going with it. Just
I
trust
just
me.
kept the
Just
amount of
keep
times
going.
I've Googled how do you do this in Starfield.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like there. I was like, how do you heal? I felt like such a dumb gamer. I'm a
Nah.
lifelong gamer in charge of a gaming page, and I am Googling how to heal. Like I'm like this old person. I'm like, this is not obvious. And they're like, oh, you have to find a bed and sleep. And I'm like,
We don't
okay,
even have to do that. But like, look, like, there's a
outside of
reason why that
combat.
Starfield. Yeah, like, there's a reason that Starfield Reddit is always popping. Like, sometimes for fun, I'll just go into Starfield Reddit at like 10 p.m. at night, and there's like 100,000 people in there chatting, trying to figure out how to turn the game on. Like, trust me, you're among company. Like, it's
Okay, I feel so
okay.
much better now because I'm just like, man, this game makes me feel so stupid because
Yeah,
like I
nah.
can't. I'm like trying to figure out how to do anything in the game. But anyways, yeah, no, I'm definitely not very far into it yet. I was late to it because I had so many other games trying to do. But cool. Um, Psychophants, what about you? Why did you start cosplaying? How has it evolved for you? What inspired you to get into it?
So I I think I've said this before, but I was like 16 and I had to bring my little sister to a convention because my mom was unavailable and I could drive. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go naked. Like I don't want to not dress up. So I dressed up as an Attack on Titan character. And then like when we were there, I think what really did it for me, like I dressed up because I was going, right? Because I'm a participate in anything. I don't care how fucking tough it was. But what started cosplay for me, I feel like, was when I was at the convention, somebody dressed up as have you guys seen Me Me Me?
Mm-mm. No.
Like the music video?
Mm-mm.
It's
Sorry.
it's a very in-depth anime music video. It's like 4 minutes. You need to watch it. I'm going to send it to you, both of you. And
Please.
if you don't watch it, I will murder you. Anyways, um, there's a
Yes, ma'am.
girl in that music video where you have to have seen it. It's like you know the cosplay where they've got a pink dress on and really bright blue long hair and they've got gloves on and just
It looks familiar, but I really haven't. But it does look familiar, though. I'll give you that. It's old, right? It's like
type
super
in
old.
me me me. It's like me exclamation mark me
Yeah, by
exclamation mark.
Teddy Lloyd and
Yeah, yeah.
Daiko. That must be nice. I wish my brain worked that way. To where I looked at a cosplay, I looked at a dude cosplay and going, God, he's very handsome. Like, that's what I want. Like, I wish my brain
Do
worked
it.
that way. I want
Why?
to. I wish it worked because my brain doesn't work that way. I wish I could take your brain, insert me, and I could just do that. I can't. I'm
So
not
then
wired.
what makes a cosplay appealing to you?
This is a super probably sappy answer, but it's like the fact that when I was a kid, like I didn't see a lot of characters that looked like me. So like I wanted to be cosplay characters that like I wish I would have seen as a kid. Like I didn't see a lot of Static Shock cosplayers or like Green Lantern cosplayers or like Frozone cosplayers even. Like no one was really cosplaying characters like that. So when I got older and then I had a son, I was like he enjoyed like when him and I went to see The Incredibles one day, and when Frozone showed up on the movie theater, he pointed and yelled really loud, "That's my dad!" And I just thought that was the
Oh,
coolest thing ever. And I was like, "Wait a minute, this he's on to something here." So that's what did it for me. Now, if I could figure out a way to make Frozone sexy, oh my god, moneymaker! Like I
you could
need
do that.
tips. I need tips. Help.
I can help just okay, wait, let me look at your Instagram. Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking, keep
Yeah, let her evaluate, Jesse.
As someone who looks like every boring default protagonist for
Okay,
like
okay,
two
Soldier
decades of gaming.
76.
Yeah, basically,
So,
you know how
raise
like
the stakes.
for you know what for so many years I didn't even know what a character creator was because you just turn it on and he already looks
Oh,
like me.
Jesse. Jesse, your
So
default, your default.
I'm default guy. Yep, I am. So as default guy, I
Oh
didn't
no.
really appreciate. It took me a while to grow up to appreciate what you just said. So I want to kind of call out what you're talking about. How for me, I I've been big part of the philosophy and DNA of Game Infinite, as I mentioned before, is this supporting creators, bringing the community together, like really like working and meeting new people. And I did not grow up in a very like diverse, supportive background. That was something I grew into. And it was so cool just to meet different perspectives, different mindsets, different skin colors, different walks of life, and just learning how different the world was from what I grew up in as a kid. And I appreciated it better because now that I have a daughter, she's still very little, but the what you said specifically about having game characters that look like you is something that stood out to me, is because like, yeah, you're absolutely right. When I grew up, I had a plethora of heroes that looked just like me as boring default man. But now the world's getting better, and I feel more comfortable that if my daughter chooses to grow up and become part of the greater nerdy fandom, that if she chooses to get into that, I feel like the world's getting better, that she will have that, and she'll have characters that are well written, that are powerful, that are good, well made characters that she can resonate with. And that was something where what you said became more important to me when I've something's like, because like when I grew up, I had Superman. Like Superman was my hero. Superman was my guy. That was like my favorite character. Um, and I didn't realize how the world was like, it didn't, there wasn't that for everybody for a long time, and it got better. And so that was something that it helped me realize how important that is. Once I had someone that I cared about, that I wanted to make sure that they could grow up, um, and have that growing up and have heroes that she can look up to. So it's definitely a great point to bring up. Like, representation is what makes the gaming and cosplay and nerdy fandom better. That we have so much more plethora of amazing characters to choose from. That is something I could probably do a whole topic on, but I digress.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you all for sharing on that. Let's move on to question number 2. Can you share a favorite or memorable cosplay experience that you've had at an event or convention? What is, maybe it was a favorite moment, or something you got to meet, or just something special at a convention or event that you did that stood out to you?
Psychic fan, I'm really interested in your answer.
Oh my God. Okay, so my first answer is clip this, please. But I get so fucking drunk, I black out. Anyways, but I'm so serious because like I drink so bad, dude. I blasted. Um, MomoCon not so much though. I didn't drink too much. Paul Matt this year. Woo, my God, you coming? Ooh.
No, but like I heard you say you need to go to Dragon Con. You need to come to Dragon Con, by the way. We'll
I
get you
want
right.
to. I
Me and my crew will get
tried,
you right.
dude.
Yeah.
No, because like my friends, October of last year, right?
Mhm.
She got a Dragon Con room, and I was like, cool, we'll go this year, right? I'm like calling her, I'm like texting her, like, bro, what's up with the fucking room? Like, what are we doing? Da 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 da. And she ghosted me like 2 months before Dragon Con. I'm like,
Dang.
dude, like she didn't block me or anything, but she wouldn't respond to
That
anything,
sucks.
nothing. So I was like, I'm going to Dragon Con this year. And then that happened. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I would
that
have fucking
sucks.
been there. I want to go to Dragon Con
Dang.
so fucking
Yeah, we could
bad,
have met.
dude.
We could have met at Dragon Con. Made Jesse jealous. We
Yeah,
had a
what the
good time.
fuck?
We had a
God,
good time. Dang.
Jesse, Jesse, man, come on. Wait, are you going to Hall Bradley?
No, I don't even know what that is. Can you send me some info? What is
You need to
Hall Mat?
come. Actually, I have a photographer friend that is looking for somebody with a room, or that they're looking for somebody to be in their room.
It's a share the
Um,
room with.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and the
Yeah, let
host,
me think
it's
on
also
that.
the last time it's gonna be at this specific hotel. So so you gotta come. Oh, please.
All right, I'm
But yeah.
sliding the DMs for some deets.
All right. So what's the question again? Most memorable. Ooh, this is kind of hard for me. Um, I I've had so many fucking. I don't really go to cons for like voice actors or anything or to meet other cosplayers. I go for like for like friends and stuff, and I'll just socialize and da da. Da. I I don't know. I was like, at a restaurant in cosplay, and I swear to God, the waiter looked like Thor, so we all got a picture with him. Um, I met a guy at I met a guy
Uh,
at a booth one time because he was playing some fucking funky music that I liked, and now I got to help him pack up his whole booth. I met the whole team. I stayed in their apartment for like 3 days and got super fucking drunk, and then I stole a bunch of their merchandise. I didn't steal it. I asked if I could steal it, and he was like, "Yeah," because he owned the stuff. So now every time I go to a con that they're like boothing,
you are a
I
menace.
have a lot of
That's all
stories.
I'm
I have a
learning. You
lot
are a
of stories.
menace. You are a menace to
That's only like three
society.
things though. This
Living
I'm
life.
psychotic. I'm like chaotic.
Yeah, I respect it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
chaotic. You chaotic neutral. I respect it.
Very much chaotic
Neutral.
neutral.
Well,
The
yeah,
only
you ain't evil.
cat.
You ain't evil, right?
No, I would hope never. Let's keep it at neutral. Let's keep it at
Right.
neutral.
Right. You chaotic neutral.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
chaotic
do a lot
neutral.
of
That's
stuff.
a
I don't
good.
think
That's a.
there's really one thing that I can say
You
because
should
I
rebrand to just chaotic neutral. That should be like your handle name.
Right?
I
Kind of like
wanna.
it.
It's
You're a
just
trip. I don't know what to
illegible.
say to you. I don't know what to say to her no
Illegible.
more. I don't know what to say to her
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't know how you're gonna follow that up, Bradley. But if you want
Anyways,
to share favorite or memorable
Not
cosplay
really. No.
experience,
No. No,
no,
I
come on. What
don't.
about Dragon Con? Dragon Con wasn't good.
Oh, you know what's crazy? So, okay, hold on. You might respect this, but you might like this actually. You know how like they're banning books now, right? Like they don't want y'all reading books anymore. That, like
Mm,
I used to read, like they're banning them.
yeah.
You know about that? So like I do this cosplay, which is real funny, right? Like I do a LeVar Burton cosplay from like Reading Rainbow. So
that's
like I
funny.
walk around.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I do this big
I
LED. I
love
have this
LeVar
big
Burton.
LED Reading Rainbow sign that I do, and I walk around like sweater vest and all, and I go around and I have these books, right? And they had a bunch of drag queens who had this whole ballroom, um, whatever. Like they had it for an hour, and they had it was Miss Frizzle's banned book story time or whatever, something like that. And they had like drag queens and Miss Frizzle cosplayers, and they had people on stage reading banned books to kids, and the kids were like actually like lining up and like sitting down, and they were like, "Read to me, Mr. Lamar." Like it was so hilarious, like. And they invited me to go read books, so it was cool. I got to go up on stage and read all these banned books next to drag queens and little kids. So that, like that wasn't on my bingo card for Dragon Con on Friday.
That
But
was a Dragon
yeah, yeah. Oh
Was
yeah.
that this
Oh,
year?
hey. Yeah, that was this year. That was at Dragon
Oh
Con this
man,
year.
you
Yeah.
know what? You are making me realize one of my biggest regrets from Dragon Con is how many people I missed. I didn't realize after I left and I
You went
started
to
people were posting and
Wait, Jesse, you went to Dragon Con?
you
yeah,
went
I
to
was I was there this year.
Come
And
on,
I
man.
didn't even the thing is people were posting stuff afterwards and I was like, "Oh, I know that creator." And I didn't know they were going and I tried reaching out to some people ahead of time seeing who was going. I missed so many people that were there and I
that's
was
why you
Mm-mm-mm.
live in the moment.
Exactly.
well,
Exactly.
I didn't know until I had already gotten back half the people that I didn't know you were there. Um
Yeah.
I
Partying every
so
day.
next year I definitely want to do a way better job of trying to like plan ahead of time of like meeting creators in person because Dragon Con is I feel like the biggest con that has the
Gold
longest list of
standard for
creators that I know.
cosplays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
gold standard for
lot there.
cosplay. At least for cosplay, gold standard.
Yeah,
Take it fat. You
and
missing out. I need you to come on.
Don't mention it, please. I tried to go.
Come on.
Shit.
Come on. Get the ticket.
it was definitely a lot of fun. I only got to go the one day though. And I want to go for like the full weekend next year and actually try to like meet some creators and do stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have a little bit of like post con regrets of not
Mm-hmm.
I'd get
um
banned.
Yeah, you would.
I wasn't
Yeah,
there
you
very
would.
long. I got to see some cool cosplays. And I got to meet Anson Mount, who
Mm,
plays Captain Pike. Although
yeah.
I think they did him dirty because we
Who
he
is
was
that?
so Anson Mount plays Captain Pike in Star Trek
Star Trek.
Strange New Worlds.
You into Star Trek?
Um,
No.
he also plays Black
Why?
Bolt in
Why?
Marvel. He's a really good actor. Didn't get to. I missed a lot of people that I found out after the fact were there. So I got to do better planning next year for Dragon Con. I'm new to Georgia, so
Don't
that was only my
plan it.
second
Just
year.
fucking get drunk and go crazy.
Well, when I
I
say plan,
co-sign on that.
When I say
For
plan, I mean
real.
like be able to go for all 4 days because I my work schedule is kind of crazy. So like I was only able to get the one day, so I needed to be back at work on Saturday.
Mm,
So
Oh, take those
um
days off.
yeah,
there you go.
definitely need to do better at that next year. All right, moving on. Favorite character to cosplay. I think may know the answer to these questions, but for those of you watching that don't, um, this isn't a not a upcoming character. We're gonna say that question for later, but like a one that you've done in the past. Favorite character that cosplay as. What was the challenge you saw in doing that? What did you get out of playing that character? Why are they special to you? Bradley, let's start with you on this
I'll be quick. This is gonna be 15 seconds. Like now it was Lucio. It didn't used to be Lucio. Now it was Lucio, just because you kind of alluded to that in the beginning. Like that's how you and I got
one.
introduced to
Yep.
Lucio, because I dressed as Lucio for DreamCon when it was here in Austin, and that was wilder than I ever thought. I didn't think people were gonna like it that much. I thought people were gonna be like, "Oh, what shoddy work? It looks dumb," and it ended up being like the cleanest cosplay I've ever done, and like the most receptive. Like I got so much stuff from that from doing him, and so yeah, definitely Lucio. Plus, I just like Lucio as a character, and he's the only reason I even remotely respect Overwatch. If Lucio wasn't in Overwatch, I would think it was the stupidest video game ever, and I wouldn't understand why people play it. So this dude skates and plays dubstep from his speaker. Like that's fire. So yeah, so definitely Lucio.
No, that's awesome. I actually, that was actually, you're right. That was a big reason why we found you. I was preparing the Creator Roundup series. That theme for that installment of that article series was Overwatch. So for those
Mhm.
of you watching that don't know, we have a article series where we post basically like 10-ish 10 to 15 like creators based on a theme. So that one we did Overwatch, where we were just basically listing a bunch of like Overwatch cosplayers, fan artists, and stuff like that. And I was looking for creators to support in there that like that, and we came across your Lucio cosplay, and I was like, well, Lucio's my favorite character in Overwatch. He
Good
was my
choice.
main. He was my main for a long time. I have probably I don't know, probably got 1,000 hours on the guy. Like it
Damn.
was just because I've
Wow.
been a day one Overwatch player, and it was my main game for a long time.
Mm.
And Overwatch was and Lucio was my main character for most of that, and he's also the character I switch to if I'm playing with randos and we're losing, and I just want to make sure we win. So
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
we're
for sure.
losing, and I'm like, okay, I need to switch to because like I have like two characters that I know that if I'm playing them, we're probably going to win just because they're just my best character. But
Right.
Lucio's just a lot of fun to play as because he's really good for when you're playing with randoms because you have that area of effect heal. You can kind of carry people a little bit while still doing
Yeah, because
damage.
randoms suck.
Well, it's like you can't coordinate with
That they do.
people and you're just kind of playing with randoms. You can't coordinate as well. So if your job is to keep everyone else alive while you can also because he can carry and do damage. That's what's something
Yep.
that's special about him is that basically when he's there, he can you can suppress a point, you can do damage to the enemy team while making sure people aren't dying around you. So like he's not
Hmm.
completely healing focused, but he's not completely DPS. So it's that perfect balance. And then I love playing Total Mayhem with Lucio because he becomes immortal.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so
No
much
healing
fun.
either. No
Yeah.
healing either. The speed boost only. I don't want anybody DMing you or me or Sycophant talk about you can't be Lucio because you don't heal. I never heal. Speed boost only. Okay,
Yeah,
get good. Get good
that
at the
shit is
game.
OP though.
I don't use the
Yeah,
speed
it
boost as
is.
much. I'm
Yeah,
the
it is.
opposite. I just leave it on perma heal because I feel like it's keeping people around me alive, so I can focus on shooting while meanwhile I'm getting good heals. So people, I don't know. I like Lucio a lot, and that was a big reason why we found you. So that was um, definitely cool. I could talk about Overwatch for an hour, but
Yeah, don't do that.
yeah. Moving on. Second fan. Let's hear about yours. Favorite character you've ever cosplayed. And
If we're talking like being proud of something that I made, I could give you so many cosplays that I think like complement the way I look and stuff, but that's besides the point. I think more like proud of what I made would probably be Ranny. Um, I
Randy.
don't do a lot of I do foam work, but I don't do a shit ton of it, so I'm not at the level of like fucking Kinpatsu cosplayer like
Hmm.
what the fuck is her name?
Ooh.
That one cosplay girl that makes
Jessica
everything.
Negri
No, no, no,
or
no,
Kamui
no, no, no,
cosplay.
no. I know Jessica. The
Kamui
one,
cosplay.
the one that's in no. The one
Oh,
that's in yeah, Kamui, yeah, Kamui,
yeah, come
Kamui.
on. Yeah,
Yeah,
he told some
yeah.
no.
I would never
Damn.
be at that level, but like
Why you say that? Stop. No,
no, no,
no.
okay,
Yes, you will. Yes, you
potentially,
will. Yes, you
eventually,
will.
but it's not
Thank
my
you.
that's not what I aim for. I don't want to just be good at foam. Anyways, so I'm not amazing at foam. I don't know all the techniques of foam yet. But last year I made my Ranny hat. So I also added LEDs in that. So I had to like figure out how I would get the LEDs to show and how I would like make the lights be brighter. And then I had to like make sure you could fucking see them through the foam and then do a paint job to cover them up. Da da da. And then I made like these really sick looking gross strips around the edge with like foam too. Crazy. What? But like that's probably the one that's I'm most proud of, I guess, because I also made her I made her whole outfit. Like it was basically me in a lingerie suit with like a corset and other things that I added, like the arms and like arm socks and then the thing that goes around her neck and her hat, da da da. But
That is such a level of confidence that one, I don't know if you recognize, but
oh me?
two, I respect. Like I appreciate that. Like I was wondering where that candid about it. Like I did a Fallout 4 Preston Garvey cosplay and I started taking my shirt off. So now and then like I called him Raider Preston because I just thought I looked good. I was working out, I was doing sit-ups, I was finally getting a six-pack. I was like, I want people to see this. And so like I get it, like what you mean. Like that made me feel good to show that off. Like it's kind of fire.
Good, then be
I
fucking
like it.
honest about it, bro. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like I feel like along with the chaoticness that I am, just comes very
Oh.
being very blunt. So like I'm not gonna front, like I'm not out here to make I mean I am out here to make really good foam armor pieces. Like I have like I'm like really crazy about it looking good. But all in all, it's about complementing what I look like.
See, that's not normal. Like I like it, or at least it's not normal with people that I know who cosplay. So I think that's dope. That's cool.
It is
Good to
really cool
know.
just to see
Yeah, I'm
that
jealous.
people are confident in their what they do. Like it's
Hmm.
okay to be like I feel like like some people like are like make self-deprecating jokes or they'll they have a kind of humility with them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then when you come across people that are just like 112% confident in what they do, it's okay to admit that you're still growing, or kind of like I talk about that all the time. Like we're a growing page. Like I have goals of where I want to take our page to, but confidence is something that is just it's cool when you see that in a creator because that means they're proud of their work.
Yeah,
um,
like it's refreshing. Like I'm not like the best rapper of all time, but if anybody ever says, "Hey, what's your favorite one?" I say all of them because I'm good at what I do. I'm a great rapper and I'm a great writer. Like that's awesome. How lame would I be if I sat here and said, "I mean, I guess this one is okay, but I really should have."
I hate
Like
that.
that's
I'm
lame. Then don't do it
sorry.
anymore. Hang up the pencil. Stop rapping. Like you think Kodak thinks his raps are good? Heck no. He says they're trash, but he enjoys doing it. Like that's awesome. Like, and I own that. So no, I think Sycophant cool. She cool with me.
No, actually, no, it's actually kind of an interesting subject about confidence because I that was another thing too for me. Like I wasn't used to being in front of the camera, so like when Instagram decided that photos were so 2007 and wanted to just push everyone to do reels, I started making more videos and being in front of the camera, and then we started YouTube videos, and it's important to build up that confidence, especially if you're not used to doing it. I talk for a living. I literally talk to people as my job. I'm in sales and I talk a lot, but it was just still kind of weird being in front of a camera for the first time for like regular content production. Um, and we have our Game Infinite shirts and we have all these partnerships with like stuff. So like just trying to get more comfortable like doing that. So confidence is definitely something that I think is important. I feel like that's actually kind of a perfect segue for question 5 was advice for aspiring cosplayers. We've kind of talked a little bit about that. I think confidence would be a good answer to that question. What do you guys think about that? What do you think? What would you, if you had to advise someone who wanted to get into this field, what would you say?
I think uh that's a I don't know, it's a hard question because
Mhm.
for new cosplayers, I have so many suggestions. Like, don't buy your contacts off a shady site. Bring a steamer with you. You know, do all this. Like, so many specifics. Whatever you're fucking talking about, use contact cement, not fucking hot glue, etc., etc. Heat up your plastic before you spray it. So many niches. But like in the grand scheme of things, the advice I would give them is watch a shit ton of YouTube tutorials. If you're gonna take on a foam project, go figure it out if there's a template for that shit. Oh my God, you're gonna save so much time and you're gonna save so much like frustration. And then also, I would not add confidence to that only because the way this community is, if you have too much confidence and you're not like seasoned in it, you're gonna get yourself into shitty situations, especially if you're a young woman, especially with the photographers that are around, especially with the men that are around. Like it's just a very, very dangerous situation.
Mm.
So yes, have confidence, but also be really careful.
That's fair. No,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
I
fair.
think that's
That's
an
fair. That's
important
real.
part about
Yeah.
the building a. One thing I think is important is something that we've talked about on Game Infinite before is just the importance of building like safe spaces, safe circles for people, especially since most of the cosplayers that we've supported are female creators. So like trying to make sure like we've had it where like we've had it come up where like this photographer's not not good, and like this person made me feel uncomfortable, like that, making sure that people feel heard and supported when doing this. And it's important to have that dialogue and make sure people feel comfortable coming to speak when that happens. So like I definitely agree with that. Uh, it's important for creators to feel safe.
Jesse, like I say, this isn't my answer, so I'll still answer it. But to piggyback off what a sycophant said, it's like, and male cosplayers need to learn either one to shut the fuck up when like female cosplayers are saying that it happens, or two, create a safe space for them and be more of an ally. Because I'll admit, I was really ignorant to it. Like I had no idea. Granted, I was new, so I really wasn't supposed to know about it. But I walked in just with these rose-colored glasses, not realizing like how often they're preyed upon and how often photographers kind of use that power that they feel they hold, that they know like, hey, like we need photographers. They're like a backbone of like there's no cosplayer without a photographer. Like that's kind of the thing. There's no cosplayer right now that doesn't have a photographer on speed dial. Like that's just the way it is. They're one and the same. And I didn't realize how often that relationship was abused. Like that was new to me when I saw a lot of my friends going through that. Like I had friends who didn't even want to go to Dragon Con because photographers they knew were going to be big there. That's shitty.
Ugh,
Like,
I know.
yeah. So like that sucks. So I don't know. So that's not my answer. I just wanted to just piggyback off hers. Like, yeah, I've had to learn and eat a lot of humble pie just to be like, be quiet, dude. Like you don't know.
Yeah,
Like
no,
No,
so.
I agree.
I
It's
agree.
just
It's
like
important.
it's such a like it's a vulnerable community because it's a place where like nudity and stuff is like
Prevalent.
enforced basically. So like you'll
Yeah.
see older cosplayers in these really skimpy outfits. So younger ones are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. But like once photographers recognize that like they want to do that, they're like, oh no, do it. Yeah, definitely. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's just a bit dangerous because if they do it, then like they'll recognize that you're new to this and
Yeah.
it's just something that shouldn't fucking exist.
Right. Exactly.
And it's just don't get me started.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
know.
We've
I
actually
know. I
had to
know.
like turn down
Um,
collaborations and people who wanted to work with us before, where I was like, there's one guy that we initially were thinking of doing a really big collaboration with, actually like a GI channel, whole GI channel level collaboration, and it just fell through over nothing other than the guy just gave me a weird vibe where I'm just like, man, if I partner with this guy, I just know it's gonna be bad. Like you ever get that feeling where like I have no proof, so like I'm not gonna name names, absolutely no proof, and I could be wrong, but this guy was like, yeah, I feel like if we partnered with this guy, put our brand next to his, and we had this big collaboration, that I'd be getting some, I whether it was next week or next month, I'd be getting a DM from someone saying, I don't want to work with you no more because you're with this person. Just
Like if
get that
we give
vibe.
you some of these,
Yeah.
she'd give you some of these right here.
bro, for real.
My advice would just be to do it. Like I waited too long to do it, and I really regret. Again, it was something that was new to me. I like playing games, not dressing up as them. But I would say that the moment you even have a thought, should I start cosplaying? Just do it. Don't. And I would also say, Sycophant touched on something for female cosplayers. I'll touch on something for Black cosplayers real quick. Don't be afraid to cosplay characters that don't look like you, because there's not many of us that people for you to cosplay that do look like you. You've seen 99% of my cosplays are people that look like me. I
Yeah.
really cosplay black characters in that medium because I want to do what looks like me. But I
Mhm.
would say, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Times have changed when I was cosplaying, and even I assume when Sycophant was cosplaying, nobody gives a shit anymore. Like, do whatever you want to do. There's still kind of a dichotomy I think people follow. Like, hey, you still shouldn't do these certain things. Like, please don't show up in blackface and cosplay. That's a big no-no. But like, do what you want to do and just do it. Don't worry about it. I like the tutorial idea because I kind of went in head first and it almost turned me off to doing it because it was so difficult. I didn't respect how hard it was. So I would say tutorials, just do it. Don't overthink it. Get a lot of advice. Slide in certain small content creators DMs. People DM me all the time with ideas with writing or music or what to build, or I love that. Let me help you. I wish people wouldn't act so holier than thou when I needed their help. So it's like, don't be afraid. Like, just dive in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I would
I
also
agree.
say don't try to go for character like accuracy. Like I used to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you make it like your own, it looks 10 times as better and it's like 10 times as more cute.
Yeah, don't follow like, and I'm sorry, I don't know any big popular male cosplayers, so I can't use them as my examples. So I have to use female ones because I follow them. Don't try to be the next Jessica Negri or Kamui cosplay because you're not going to be them. You should want to be better than them, or you should want to be different from them. You shouldn't want to be a carbon copy of any cosplayer you follow. So I would say, yeah, because like that'll discourage you. I was really demoralized a lot of times when I wasn't as good as this person, and I thought I was doing it right, but that was really dumb. That I was in my own head, like I was beating myself. They don't know who I am, so just do what you want to do. Like co-sign all that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all of what you all said. I think it's really good and really cool and really interesting and exciting when cosplayers inject like their own creativity into a cosplay. Like some of the coolest cosplays I remember from cons are sometimes like they're unique crossover cosplays, or they're cosplays that are like just like a unique take on something or a different variant of something. That makes it fun. You're not so focused on like recreating. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like the cosplayers who do take that very seriously, like they're like the minute details that no one's gonna notice. That can be really cool too. But like when you get creative, you get original. That makes stuff really interesting. And then what you were saying, I wanted to second on that is I was explaining. I briefly touched on, my journey about like learning more about how bigger the world is, and one of the things that stood out to me is like being someone who looks like me, not seeing how much out there, some like just not being exposed to it, and then starting to see some of the problems in the world. Where there was a cosplayer that I knew who was a black male cosplayer as well, and he was cosplaying a gender bent. I won't say who, but it was his favorite character. He wanted to do a gender bent character, and the amount of hate this guy got. I was like, man, people were. Now he also got a lot of support and love from the community as well, and we were there to defending him because we were. This was actually a while back on Twitter. And I was like, man, I had to go through with the ban hammer. I had to like delete some stuff, and I actually remember reaching out to this creator and being like, hey, I'm sorry that these people showed up in our comments. We deleted them as quickly as we could because we wanted to be there because it's like that's not okay. Like people like cosplay is fiction and it's meant to be fun. And as long as whatever it is isn't like, of course, obviously there's no room for cosplays that might be like insensitive. Like there's definitely a line to be crossed, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about just like making sure people feel inclusive to what you said, cosplay of people that don't look like them necessarily and step outside that bubble. Because that's what makes cosplay great is you get to see characters like you maybe never seen it before. So that can go back to our earlier conversation about your manufacturing characters in a new way that someone may have not seen before. So, like what you said is stepping outside cosplaying characters that don't look like you. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be a little kid at that con that sees you dressed up as so and so. It's like, hey, I've never seen that character that looked like me before, and now I can. And like that they might be you might be their first memory of a black version of that character, and so on and so forth. So like that's all good. Um, so I thought that what you mentioned there reminded me of that story about that one time. How it's important to support all of our creators. So thank you all for sharing on that topic. We're gonna end on the last question and wrap this up because I know it's been a little bit long. It's getting a little late for y'all. upcoming character, someone that you haven't mentioned yet, someone that you haven't said already that you would like to cosplay as, and we'll end on that.
Mine's
All right,
just
you
gonna
can go
be
first.
yes, awesome permission. I'll probably never do them, but I've always wanted to do Big Daddy from BioShock,
Do
and
it.
that's it's
Oh,
so
dude,
hard. I don't know
that'd
where
be
to
awesome.
begin with that. It's so big and it's
Go
so
find
much shit.
templates.
Yeah, I know. Easier said than done. It's
No,
like,
all you gotta do. Hold up, I'm gonna do it right now.
help me out. Slide it to me,
You go
please.
as Big Daddy,
But,
she could go as Elizabeth, and I'll be Booker because
Dude,
again,
I've
Booker is
always wanted
default
to
boring like I
do
love.
oh yeah.
I've always wanted to do the big sister.
Have you? Oh, second fan.
Oh
I
my
smell a
God.
collab. I smell a collab coming on. Big Daddy and
She looks so
Big
hard
Sister.
though.
All of them. I don't want to do that big metal face grade and then the drill, and then I got to make it rotate and the big shoes, man. Like that's gonna be so hard.
Hey, you
But
can
like
use
he's
a
Dude,
always
giant
gonna
there's one
bird
grow.
right
from
here.
Infinite.
How to build a big daddy costume.
Yeah, and you see the step. Yeah, and it's 109 steps, and I'm a grown ass man. I don't have time to sit there and build that. That's gonna take forever.
I really want to do femme pyramid head. So
That's so
like
cool.
massive fucking like ball stomper heels, you know what I mean? Fucking big ass sword. So I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna
Oh,
make
you'll be a
it,
dom.
but I
Bradley's
wanted
never
to
coming
bring it
down
to
my
home
shoulder.
at and I wait, go what?
She scares me, bro. She scares me, dude. She's
He's like,
scary.
"What? You're gonna DM me after this, being like, what the fuck did you invite me to, man? Like,
Ball
So
stompers, huh?
so I wanted yes. So I
She said
wanted
yes.
so I wanted to do it for home at, but
Mm,
I'm 5'2" and the sword would be bigger than me.
okay.
And the head itself would be too long to fit in the suitcase. The
Mm,
fucking sword won't fit in the suitcase. And I don't well, I know you can like screw like cosplay props together so they fit in suitcases. I don't have the time. I don't want to do it. I don't want to rush it.
yeah,
But I am gonna do it. Not before like home at, but I'm gonna do it eventually. So I'm gonna go look up some templates
there you go.
and go look up some dominatrix shoes and mash that shit together.
I think that is so dope. I can't wait to see you do it. Unlike me, who is probably never going to do Big Daddy, I feel like you are actually going to do this. And I have a vision in my head of what it's going to look like. And I need to see it come to fruition. So please do it.
I will. I will.
that's not
Unlike
that's not
you,
aggressively supportive enough, Bradley. You need to make it a little
I'm gonna
more
do it.
angry.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Do the fucking cosplay, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do it.
Thank you.
There you go. Was that good? I
Thank
need to
you.
sing right.
No,
I
that
need to
was good.
sound
I
right.
like that. I like that. I need
Oh,
that
okay,
hype.
cool. All right. I got you. I'm going to be your biggest fan.
I feel like I need
I
to
need
answer
that
this
aggressive
question.
support, the hype.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Even though I don't consider myself a cosplayer in any way because that's not something that is a big part of what I do. I do have like a character or characters that I would, if I were to do it, maybe next year for Dragon Con. I would love to dress up. I have two. I'll add real quick. I would say I would love to dress up in like an Assassin's Creed outfit because I just love
Ooh.
that costume
Really?
design.
Yeah.
I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. I've played a lot of them, and just they have some of the coolest outfits. And I would love like a real working like retractable blade. Just I think it'd be really cool. But I want to be specific. I would love as classic as the like the white classic one is. I'd love to go like the darker one that they used for Jacob in Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Mm.
Because that's like Victorian London. So it's kind of like a hybrid of like a Victorian suit and an Assassin's Creed, and he has like a top hat. It's it's just really cool. So I would definitely, and he has like a really cool like cane blade that's pretty
Hmm.
sick. So I would love to do that. And then another one that I would love to do would be like Star Killer from Star Wars. He's one of my
Oh,
his favorite characters from
that'd be
Star
dope.
Wars. Like just like I don't want to do the Sith Stalker one because one that it'd be a lot of work and it wasn't my favorite costume of his. I would love to just do one of his normal ones, but just his blue lightsaber and like he has some really cool like Jedi robes, and I think that'd be cool. And Sam Witwer's like one of my favorite like actors behind Star Wars. I would love like a live action Force Unleashed anything. So yeah, those are probably two that I would love to do. Would be some kind of Jedi generic, but Star Killer specific would be great, or Assassin's Creed would be really cool.
You
Those are
Mm.
talking
probably
about the
two
bald guy or kind of the buzz cut guy.
Yeah, um I remember we had a previous video where we were mentioned somehow stuff Force Unleashed came up, and Eric, one of our other panelists, was like the bald guy from, and I was like, whoa, wait, we do
I don't
not
watch
insult
Star
Star
Wars.
Killer. That's funny. No, he's
That's
actually,
funny.
so Sam Witwer's actually, he's played a lot of characters in the Star Wars multiverse. Because he's done a lot of like voice acting for like some of the animated characters. So he has a long list of Star Wars characters, but my favorite was always Star Killer. Um, but that'd be a character. But yeah, his character is very mid 2000s generic bald white guy character model. But that's also like they modeled it after him, so I mean I can resonate with him because like him and I both really have the same problem of the default A for protagonist. But he has some cool suits, and it's also just a badass character. But I would love, and he has some really cool like just some, if you look at some of his outfits are pretty cool. But the Sith Stalker was probably the most complex. That would be hard to pull off, but it'd be cool to do. But yeah, maybe next year I'll show up to the con and actual cosplay and do Assassin's Creed or Star Wars or something.
Yes. What's the main character? What's the guy from Assassin's Creed that you wanna cosplay? What's his name?
So there's like 12 different protagonists from Assassin's Creed that I could pick from because it's a long running series, but I would probably want to pick
Altair.
Jacob's outfit. Altair is the most common. Like if you've seen Assassin's Creed, it's probably going to be Ezio or Altair's because
I love
they're classic.
Ezio too, though.
They're classic. I mean, that's like the classic white assassin hood. Like if you're gonna start there, it'd be good. I just really like the setting of Syndicate. It's the most modern of the games, and just their like Evie Fry's like one of my like favorite female video game protagonists. Like just badass suit. Um, so yeah, but I like her brother Jacob's outfit is pretty cool. Just his top hat is
Are you just more into like the black aesthetic?
I do wear a lot more darker clothing. Like if you look at the inside of my dryer when it's full of clothes, you can't see anything because it's just so we mostly wear dark clothes. But yeah, that's all I got for that. I did promise, unless y'all have any further thought on upcoming characters, I know it's getting late. Kind of going along with this video, but that's okay. I think we had some cool stuff. I promised each of you a chance to plug upcoming projects, anything, or just projects that you recently dropped that you want people to know about. Put it up behind me, and we can put a link in the description. Bradley, what do you got? Got anything you want people to know about? Doesn't have to be cosplay.
Yeah, no, just go follow all my socials. That's all I could really ask for. Of you, like I'm known if you Google the Black Speed, that's pretty much my handle on anything. If you Google it, my YouTube comes up, my TikTok comes up, my like I'm not gonna say my Twitter because that social media is in shambles. So like don't follow me on that because I don't care about it. The Instagram, Facebook, all of it is the Black Speed. And we're having a lot of fun on YouTube. I do a bunch of like surprise late night streams. We turned up for like 3 hours, and you can just watch me get wine drunk every night. So it'll be fun. So yeah, just follow me
Woo!
on my socials.
Wait, hold on. Let me look at your YouTube. You said the black speed.
The Black Speed, yeah. One day, it's a funny story how I got that name. I'll tell you about it when I see you at a convention.
Plugs.
Yeah,
Oh,
your
plugs,
plugs.
right? Yeah, I was
I
ready to
have
plug
an
them.
OnlyFans. I have a TikTok. I have a Twitter, which I don't really use. So, well, I mean, just do it anyway. My Instagram is my main, and then also, I want to buy a PC and I want to stream on Twitch. I'm gonna,
There you go. There you go.
dude, I play so many video games and
Yeah,
like
we'll
I'll stop
collab for
playing video
sure.
games.
We'll
I'll
collab for
stop playing
sure.
video games because I feel like, look, my Xbox is literally on right there. Anyways, um, I'll stop playing video games because I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm like, I could be doing like I could be promoting my social media right now. Like, so I'll, like get off. Play for an hour and I'll get off the fucking video game. I'm like, I could do something with this and incorporate it into actually like being
There you go.
productive, but I can't afford a PC right now. So it's getting
Mm,
very annoying.
yeah. Yeah, we got to get you going because you'd kill it on Twitch. You'd absolutely
Yeah,
kill it.
let me borrow your
My
webcam.
what?
Your
Oh,
webcam.
oh yeah, the
Yeah,
webcam. Oh
ship it
yeah, you
over to
can borrow
me.
the webcam. Yeah,
Yeah,
not the
ship it over to
camera.
me.
Yeah, not the camera. You got a webcam. I got you. I
No,
got you.
give me the camera.
You got a
I'm gonna
nice
put up a
mice.
GoFundMe. I'm gonna put up a GoFundMe for that camera.
All right, you should. You got a nice little MySpace aesthetic going on, though. I kind of like it. You got that old retro YouTube aesthetic going on. I kind of dig it.
What, my face?
No, like the camera. Like you look like, you got like your house, you're in your room, and like you're talking at your
No,
camera.
because
That's old
I
school.
don't
I like
want
it.
that.
But I kind of like it.
Dude,
It's kind of cool. Yeah, that's
Yours
funny.
is nice and like white and like what do you got back there? You got figurines, Mario.
All kind of stuff. You see it? You see what time it is? See the
Oh,
PS5
you
right
got
there? You
you
see the
got
TV? You see
Kyle.
it?
Kyle,
Yeah,
fucking sorry.
yeah.
Dude, this is fucking Where's Waldo?
Yeah, get out of my house. Let me turn my camera off. Stop. Get out of my room.
But yeah, I'm working on saving up for a PC so I can actually stream. I
That's so
started
dope.
I got this I literally have this webcam that I'm using. I got it last year to do it on my Xbox, but I can't, dude, streaming from your Xbox sucks because then you're like
Hmm.
it shows your whole room and also like where am I gonna sit? Like what? It's just awful. I did it like once or twice. It was just bad.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. We'll collab
plus I
for
want
sure
an
because I want to hang with you.
aesthetic background, cute background.
Hey,
Yeah, you
Game
got to do
I
Infinite
it.
could
wanna
always use a streamer. We tried, I tried, we discontinued. So hey, we should always revitalize Game Infinite's Twitch and bring it back.
Oh
Bring you
yeah.
in.
Why'd you stop the Twitch?
Hmm.
I tried to do Twitch for a while, and we it was initially started with one of my previous team members who wanted to do it. That was like his thing, and then he quit, and I was like, well, we already started, so I kind of took it over, and it's such a time commitment to do it frequently enough, and I just couldn't get it to grow. And I was starting to choose between the Twitch content and everything else that I did with Game Infinite. I didn't have time for both.
Mm.
So then I was like, well, I want to get into YouTube and make long form content, and obviously I'm in progress of working for that. But eventually I would love to bring kind of Twitch back to Game Infinite. That's kind of a long-term goal, but I would have that being done by like a Game Infinite team member, which would be someone who's part of the team, but does the Twitch portion. So that's something kind of a long-term thing, but we'll see.
Yeah.
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 Awesome. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us for watching episode 4 of State of Gaming, our cosplay and chaotic neutral episode. And
Love it.
it was definitely a lot of fun. I want to thank you guys for being part of this. I know this was kind of spur of the moment, last minute thrown together event, but it was definitely fun to bring you on, Bradley. It was great to kind of virtually meet you here, get to put a webcam to the face of meeting you as a creator, and it's like great to have you back on as well. For those of you watching, I will definitely try to get these guys back because they're awesome, and definitely check down in the comments in the description below. We'll have a bunch of links. Check out them. You drop some support. I want to see the Game Infinite community follow these guys, and we'll see you all on the next episode of State of Gaming. Bye now.
Yeah.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy.